Hello everyone, it's us again, passionate, dedicated team behind the TV channel Days Drama Digest. We're your ultimate source for all things dramatic, suspenseful, and heart-wrenching in the world of soap operas, and today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most gripping storylines that's got fans buzzing across the globe. If you're a die-hard follower of Days of Our Lives, you know that Salem is never short on secrets, betrayals, and shocking revelations. But this latest plot twist? It's got us on the edge of our seats, clutching our remotes, and theorizing late into the night. We're talking about the enigmatic skeleton that's surfaced, shrouded in mystery, and the burning question on everyone's lips, could it belong to Stefan DiMera? Join us as we dissect this unfolding saga, layer by layer, exploring the clues, the characters, and the high-stakes drama that's making Days of Our Lives more addictive than ever. To truly appreciate the weight of this mystery, we need to step back and revisit the turbulent history that has led us here. Days of Our Lives, now in its illustrious run spanning over 5 decades, has always been a masterclass in intricate storytelling. Set in the fictional town of Salem, the show weaves together the lives of families like the Hortons, Brady's, and DiMera, each entangled in webs of love, hate, power struggles, and of course, the occasional resurrection from the dead. Stefan DiMera, portrayed with brooding intensity by actor Brandon Barish, entered the scene as a complex anti-hero, the son of the infamous Vivian and the late Stefano DiMera. Stefan's journey has been nothing short of a rollercoaster. From corporate intrigue at DiMera Enterprises to passionate romances, bitter rivalries, and even a presumed death that left fans reeling. Remember when Stefan was shot and seemingly met his end? It was a moment etched in soap opera history, dramatic, emotional, and full of unanswered questions. His death sent shockwaves through Salem, fracturing alliances and igniting feuds that simmered for months. But in the world of Days, death is rarely final. We've seen characters like Stefano himself cheat the Grim Reaper multiple times, rising like a phoenix from the ashes to wreak more havoc. So when a skeleton turns up, buried in the shadows of Salem's dark underbelly, it's not just a macabre discovery, it's a potential game-changer that could resurrect old ghosts, or bury new ones forever. The speculation that this bony remnant might be Stefan's has ignited a firestorm of debate among fans, and for good reason. If it is him, what does that mean for the DiMera legacy? For his loved ones? For the endless cycle of vengeance that defines this family? Let's zoom in on the most recent episode where the tension reached a fever pitch. Picture this, the dimly lit room at the Salem PD, heavy with anticipation and the scent of stale coffee. The characters gather around, their faces etched with a mix of dread and curiosity, as they pore over the forensic details of this unearthed skeleton. Tony DiMera, ever the voice of reason amid the cosplayed with aristocratic flair by thou penless steps, forward first, with his characteristic voice. He declares that there's absolutely nothing in the evidence to suggest the skeleton belongs to anyone specific from their tangled web of relations. His words hang in the air like a challenge, a momentary anchor in the storm of speculation. Tony's skepticism isn't just casual. It's rooted in the DiMera family's long history of deceptions and false leads. He's seen too many deaths turn out to be elaborate ruses, and his caution serves as a reminder that in Salem, assumptions can be deadly. But Chad DiMera, Stefan's half-brother and a man perpetually torn between loyalty and ambition brought to life by Billy Flynn, isn't one to let sleeping dogs lie. Chad, with his intense gaze and simmering emotions, jumps in with a bombshell suggestion. Could it be Dimitri or Stefan? The room falls silent for a beat, the weight of those names sinking in. Dimitri von Leuschner, another enigmatic figure with ties to the DiMera orbit, has his own shady past, but naming Stefan? That's personal. Chad's voice cracks just a little as he utters his brother's name, betraying the undercurrent of grief and unresolved guilt that has plagued him since Stefan's supposed demise. It's a moment that captures the essence of Days' family bond strained to the breaking point, where love and suspicion coexist in a delicate, explosive balance. Enter Rafe Hernandez, the steadfast commissioner of the Salem PD, portrayed by Galen Gearing with a blend of authority and vulnerability. Rafe, ever the professional, proposes a practical next step, contacting Vivian to verify Stefan's fate. Vivian, Stefan's fierce and flamboyant mother, morbidly played by Louise Sorrell in her recurring stances. A force of nature, a woman who has schemed, manipulated, and outwitted death herself. The mere mention of her name evokes images of opulent schemes and unyielding maternal protectiveness. Rafe's decision to reach out to her isn't just procedural. It's a nod to the interconnected fates of these characters, where one phone call could unravel years of carefully constructed lies. The scene cuts to the aftermath of that fateful call and the drama intensifies. Rafe, his brow furrowed in concentration, relays the information to J. Hunter, his trusted colleague and confidant, played by Elia Cantu with sharp intelligence and quiet strength. Jada leans in, her eyes wide with anticipation. as Rafe reveals that Vivian has confirmed what Peter said. Wait, Peter? For those needing a refresher, Peter Blake, another blast from Salem's past. With his own DiMera connections, has been dropping hints that Stefan's death was no accident, perhaps even fabricated. Vivian's confirmation sends a chill down the spine. She's not one to mince words or offer false hope. Moreover, she promises to send irrefutable proof of Stefan's death documents, perhaps, or forensic evidence that could seal the deal. The camera lingers on Rafe's face, capturing the internal conflict. Is this the end of the line for Stefan, or just another layer in the onion of deception? As the episode builds to its climax, the stakes skyrocket. Rafe, after digesting this bombshell, admits to the group that the lab has correctly identified the body. The words echo like a thunderclap, shattering the fragile calm. E.J. DiMera, Stefan's other brother, embodied by Dan Furigal with a suave, calculating edge, feels the revelation hit him like a freight train. E.J.'s realization dawns slowly, his eyes narrowing as pieces of the puzzle click into place. He knows whose skeleton it is, or at least he thinks he does. The episode leaves us hanging on this precipice, the screen fading to black amid swelling orchestral music, leaving viewers gasping for more. But will it truly be Stefan's, as we here at Days Drama Digest speculate? Oh, the possibilities are endless, and the drama is palpable. Let's unpack this further, shall we? If the skeleton is indeed Stefan's, it would be a seismic shift in the Days universe. Stefan wasn't just any character, he was a linchpin in multiple storylines. His romance with Gabby Hernandez, fiery, passionate, and fraught with obstacles, left an indelible mark. Gabby, played by Camila Banus in her earlier tenure and now echoed in the show's legacy, mourned him deeply, her grief fueling her own vengeful arcs. Confirming his death would close that chapter definitively, but in Salem, closure is often illusory. What if this proof from Vivian is another elaborate hoax? Vivian has fake deaths before her own, included in her loyalty to Stefan knows no bounds. Could she be protecting him, hiding him away for a grand return? On the flip side, if it's not Stefan, who else could it be? Chad mentioned Dimitri, and that's no throwaway line. Dimitri, with his international intrigue and ties to the von Leuschner fortune, has vanished under suspicious circumstances before. Or perhaps it's someone entirely unexpected, a long-lost relative, a victim of one of Stefano's old schemes, or even a red herring planted by a current villain like Megan Hathaway, who's no stranger to body swapping and identity theft. The lab's identification adds credibility, but Days has taught us to question everything. Forensic mix-ups, tampered evidence, and twin switches are par for the course. Let's not forget the emotional ripple effects. For Chad, confirming Stefan's death would dredge up buried guilt after all. Their relationship was complicated by betrayals and power grabs at DiMera Enterprises. Chad's marriage to Abigail. Stefan's obsession with her lookalike Gabby, it's a tangled mess that could explode anew. EJ, too, stands to gain or lose immensely. As the current head of the DiMera Empire, Stefan's return would challenge his authority, sparking a brotherly war that could engulf Salem in corporate espionage and personal vendettas. And Rafe? His role as the lawman caught in the crossfire adds a layer of moral dilemma. Balancing justice with the chaotic personal lives of Salem's elite is no easy feat, and this case could test his integrity like never before. Fans are already flooding social media with theories, and we're loving every minute of it. One popular speculation is that Stefan isn't dead at all, he's been in hiding. Perhaps amnesiac or under duress, waiting for the perfect moment to reclaim his life. Imagine the dramatic reveal, Stefan bursting into a DiMera boardroom, alive and vengeful, as EJ's jaw drops. Or perhaps a heartfelt reunion with Gabby, tears streaming down their faces amid a backdrop of Salem's iconic Horton Square. The show's writers have a knack for these jaw-dropping moments, blending high drama with emotional depth. To add fuel to the fire, let's consider the broader implications for Days of Our Lives as a whole. This storyline harkens back to the golden era of soaps, where mysteries like this kept viewers hooked week after week. In an age of binge-watching and short attention spans, Days stands out by embracing its roots, slow-burning plots that reward loyal fans with payoffs that feel earned. The skeleton mystery isn't just about identity, it's about legacy, forgiveness, and the enduring question of whether anyone in Salem can ever truly escape their past. As we speculate, it's worth noting the stellar performances driving this arc. Brandon Barish's Stefan was a standout, charismatic, ruthless, yet vulnerably human. His chemistry with the cast elevated every scene, and if this is truly the end, it'll be a loss felt deeply. But hope springs eternal in Soapland. Remember when Stefano was dead for the umpteenth time, only to return with a diabolical plan? Stefan could follow in his father's footsteps, turning the skeleton into a mere decoy. Diving deeper into the episode's nuances, let's analyze the dialogue and subtext. Tony's dismissal, nothing to suggest it belonged to, isn't just skepticism. It's a protective mechanism. As the eldest Demera brother, Tony has witnessed the family's self-destructive tendencies firsthand. His words are a plea for rationality in a world gone mad. Chad's response, naming Dimitri and Stefan, reveals his inner turmoil. Dimitri represents external threats, but Stefan? That's familial blood, a reminder of unfinished business. Rafe's cult to Vivian is a masterstroke of plotting bridging past and present, invoking a character whose larger-than-life presence looms even off-screen. When Rafe informs Jada of Vivian's confirmation, the scene is laden with tension. Jada's reaction subtle, yet telling mirrors the audience's own disbelief. Proof of Stefan's death sounds final, but in Days, proof is often provisional. The promise of documents adds intrigue. What form will they take? A death certificate? Autopsy photos? Or something forged in Vivian's cunning mind? The finale, with Rafe's admission and EJ's epiphany, is pure cliffhanger gold. EJ's realization isn't spelled out, leaving room for interpretation. Does he suspect it's Stefan or someone else entirely? His knowledge could stem from a hidden secret. A Demera full of skeletons, pun intended, that only he accesses. As we wrap up this deep dive, we at Days Drama Digest can't help but speculate wildly. Is the skeleton Stefan's, confirming a tragic end to a beloved character? Or is it the setup for a resurrection that will shake Salem to its core? The beauty of Days of Our Lives lies in its unpredictability. Its ability to turn the mundane into the magnificent, the dead into the living. We want to hear from you, our fellow drama enthusiasts. Do you think it's Stefan? What theories are swirling in your mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses, and stay tuned for the next episode. In Salem, the drama never decent just gets buried, waiting to rise again.